Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Salam keluarga Malaysia and a very good morning to everyone. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate the co-organisers Yayasan Perpaduan Malaysia, Griffith University, Malaysian Red Crescent and Sathya Sai International Organization for successfully organizing this timely and auspicious virtual conference together with us, Ministry of Youth and Sports Malaysia, in discussing the most important theme, community participation in flood risk management. And I would like to thank you for inviting me to give these opening remarks. I feel very honored to be here with all of you in this program. I would also like to express my gratitude to Yayasan Perpaduan Malaysia for hosting this event and also to all the participants from the ground heroes, volunteers, civil societies, NGOs, government agencies and corporate sectors who are here to support this meaningful event. My dear friends, as we are all aware, the previous and recent floods that happened in our country this year were the most disastrous in Malaysia's history, which had terribly affected many cities and villages, including areas that has never been affected before. My dear friends, today I would like to focus on the roles of youth and community in building a resilient city, addressing global issues which can bring about a better world. The Rockefeller Foundation, which pioneered the 100 Resilient Cities Network, defines urban resilience as the capacity of individuals, communities, institutions, businesses, and systems within a city to survive, to adapt, and to grow no matter what kind of chronic stresses and acute shocks they experience. In short, it is the ability of the community of a city to bounce back after some adverse or unfortunate events, and it reflects the importance of community participation to come together as one. When it comes to the success of disaster management, it will depend directly on its implementation in the local areas, which can help reduce the impact of the disaster on the affected communities. Also, the communities themselves must be empowered with education about and awareness of the disaster risk management, which holistically could also lead to the reduction of the disaster impacts, including the flooding. For example, we could always start with more environmental and climate change awareness for all stages. Around the world, young activists have emerged to champion various causes which they are passionate about. From Malala Yousafzai, who champions education for girls, and Greta Thunberg, who calls for global change to save our environment. These young leaders exert forces that the world and its leaders cannot ignore. They are in a way pushing for more resilient and stronger communities through better education and more sustainable environment. The Ministry of Youth and Sports Malaysia strongly believes that youth can shoulder a bigger role in the community, and hence many efforts are undertaken to empower our youth with the great support of other stakeholders as well. I would like to take this opportunity to share briefly with you the various activities conducted by the Ministry of Youth and Sport Malaysia, which gathered youth from various socio-economic backgrounds to come together and support the communities in the post-flood relief. We have deployed 7,066 total volunteers with 151 initiatives in total for our previous Squad Sukarelawan Pasca Banjir KBS mission. From this total, we have witnessed 4,595 youth volunteers working together in helping the flood victims, including assistance that is not limited to cleaning the victims' houses, waste disposal management, but also other food and non-food assistance. Also, we have initiatives from our important and significant youth allies such as Majlis Belia Malaysia or MBM in assisting the ministry in mobilizing the post-flood relief projects, especially in terms of manpower during the post-flood cleaning phases and also stakeholders engagement. We are also proud to cater the inclusive gender assistance in the project implementation. For example, the project underwear run under Women Initiatives of MBM that highlights the underwear and sanitary pads donation drive for the women and men, especially the underprivileged communities during the flood season, and benefited 3,216 recipients from 3 major impacted states, which are Selangor, Pahang and Negeri Sembilan. Also, the first psychological and aid assistance named Squad Be Mine for the flood victims for all groups of communities, including kids, men and women, older citizens, and a group of people with disability, PWDs. Another good example that I wish to highlight today is on the initiatives done by International Youth Centre, IYC Kuala Lumpur, who have offered assistance in terms of accommodation for the flood victims whom have total lost houses during the previous flood scenario, and also the donation in terms of basic necessities and also fresh crops from their urban farm. Other than these well-known figures and examples, there are many unsung heroes, mainly young volunteers working very hard in reaching out the communities, especially the marginalized groups during or post the flood season. For example, sending supplies in flood areas and repairing the flood victim houses, etc., in order to leave no one behind. My dear friends, these efforts deserve some recognition. Today's platform provides an opportunity for the youth and the stakeholders to share their good works and also exchange ideas, be it in Malaysia or from other countries, best practices to improve our future flood risk management, especially in utilizing resources, and also to educate the citizens in disaster preparedness such as floods. As a way forward from what we had before, the Ministry of Youth and Sports is committed in upskilling and reskilling the youth volunteers at the national level in many aspects, not to exclude in terms of disaster risk and reduction, DRR, through Squad Sukarelawan Belia Nasional or BENA that is expected to launch soon through our Rakan Muda Development Division. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope today's virtual conference with the theme Community Participation in Flood Risk Management would be a great platform to stimulate conversations on the roles of communities in building stronger communities' resilience, especially in terms of flood risk management in Malaysia. I would like to thank all the parties involved to make this event a success, especially Yayasan Perpaduan Malaysia and the co-organizers. In addition, I would like to thank all of you for coming in today with all your commitment in advocating SDG Goal 11, sustainable cities and communities, especially in the discussion of flood infrastructure, mitigation, flood aid relief, flood preparedness and community participation. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the other NGOs and agencies involved for supporting this program. To all the participants who joined this conversation, thank you for your time. My dear friends, before I end, I would like to conclude my speech with the all-time favorite John F. Kennedy's quote to challenge our minds, which is, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. I would also like to take this opportunity to invite all of you to support the initiatives done from all the government agencies, NGO, corporate sectors in preparing to the better coordination for the existing and future disaster risk management in the name of our solidarity as Keluarga Malaysia. With that, I officiate the virtual conference today on community participation in flood risk management. I wish you a fruitful session today. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.